we're currently on day 95, and I'm going to do a quick recap on chapter 6 and chapter 7 of the Power of Now. So chapter 6 was talking about three main things for me. Three main things were the inner body, how to focus on the inner body, self-forgiveness, creative use of the mind. So these are like the main things I just picked up from that chapter. So first, the inner body talked about focusing on our mostly our consciousness within. I don't know how to explain it, but just focusing on this kind of, maybe focusing on our body. We tend to say the body is evil, this body is that, but no, let's giving reverence to the body, to the inner body, and it's saying us like to be able to focus on our inner body. If you can focus on our inner body, we can create stillness. And how can we focus on our inner body? This is like a practical example, is focusing on when you close your eyes and you focus on your breathing. You can do your breathing, that's like meditation. You can also focus on maybe on your arms, your legs, your stomach. Just focus on one part of your body. Focus on individual parts of your body. Keep moving up. I'm focusing for like 15 seconds. And also, that's how you focus on the inner body. The inner bodies can help us bring stillness into our life, can bring silence, it can bring rhythm, it can bring the presence of now that we're trying to crave, which presence of now creates blissfulness in our lives. And then the second thing he talked about was self-forgiveness. We tend to beat ourselves off maybe when we do some certain things, and that energy, that shame, regret, that kind of energy doesn't really help with us, obviously, because when you are feeling that kind of energy, you're not focused on the present. Yeah, so the self-forgiveness, before we can enter into the body, we have to forgive ourselves within. Let out those emotions, those negative emotions, let them out, basically transmutating the emotions and letting in the new emotions, because within as without, basically. Then you also talk about how when you focus on the inner body, you can increase your immune system and all those kind of stuff. But I'm not going to dive in on that because I don't really understand what you're talking about there. Then finally, on chapter 6, he talked about the creative use of the mind, how we can use the mind to solve most of our problems, but how we first do it by shutting up the mind, being like pausing and like creating silence within, pausing the mind for a few minutes, then turning it back on, basically just like a reboot, turning it back on. Then we tend to, in those little moments of silence and maybe observing your minds and stuff, answers and solutions can come to you within. Then until chapter 7 talked about two main things for me. He talked about portals and what else did he talk about again? So chapter 7 just talked about different kind of portals. So this portals is like basically just how you can achieve stillness, basically just saying different ways we can achieve stillness. Different kind of portals, maybe through meditation, through silence, and through all those inner body, focus on the inner body. Those are the different portals for you to achieve stillness, basically. That's all for chapter 7. Just for us reiterating about portals and stuff. Probably if I read it again, probably I might pick up new things, but right now this one just getting from it. So adios.